addicted to the good life. Yeah, lead the way. I follow. No need to say. With me, you're heading down, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. To the edge of it. In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right. No, it's not hard to fool me. No, 'cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yes. Yeah, lead the way. I follow. No need to say. With me, you're heading down, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. To the edge of it. In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right. No, it's not hard to fool me. No, 'cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yes. Yeah, lead the way. I follow. No need to say. With me, you're heading down, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. To the edge of it. In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right. No, it's not hard to fool me. No, 'cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yes. Yeah, lead the way. I follow. No need to say. With me, you're heading down, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. To the edge of it. In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right. No, it's not hard to fool me. No, 'cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yes. Yeah, lead the way.
All right. What's up, guys? Thank you for joining us on another episode of the Waiting Table Podcast, where we have roundtable discussions about the hottest topics in weight loss, and of course, with the coolest people from the bariatric community. I'm Rob, waiting in vain. This is Murph, aka Murph's losing it. Grab a chair, wind down from your busy day, and take a seat at the table. Murph, how's it going, brother?
Going great, man. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, This is the one. This is the one that I've
This
been
is
looking forward to. You know, it's great. The triathlon one, having our wives was awesome, but this one takes the cake. I'm excited about this one, man.
getting to know us a little bit more, maybe a little too personal. I don't know. Well, but it's gonna be fun
100%
for
too
sure.
personal.
Yeah, oh yeah, no doubt.
So some background information. This is we have 4 episodes now under our belt here. This is our 5th episode. And so Murph and I were thinking that it would be great to show our appreciation for pretty much all those people who've tuned in and supported us through this whole thing, including our episode 1 technical difficulties and us sort of working everything out. So we want to do something super fun, super interactive, and introduce the ever popular Ask Me Anything. And so,
Anonymous
we
edition.
started anonymous edition, and we were just like,
Anonymous
what, we'll get a couple questions, and maybe as the pod goes, as the show goes, we're
Yeah.
gonna have a couple people jump in, ask some questions. But damn, 50 questions. We got
50
over 50
questions.
questions. And so yeah, there's tons. So we're just gonna dive right in and try to get to them all. Thank you everyone for throwing in all these questions with our stories and on our posts. Again, you guys, if you want, I see you guys are on Instagram Live right now. If you want, you can join us on Facebook Live as well as YouTube Live. And if you're not following us on Instagram, we are at _waiting_table, as well as at waiting in vain and at Merce_losing it. So let's jump into some cool questions. And I'm going to start off with some of my favorite thirsty questions and comments that we got.
Let's just get those out of the way.
Beginning with the eloquently stated I'd tap.
I'd tap.
I'd tap. And that was followed up with, hey, you're cute.
Yeah.
As well as, I have a crush on you.
Yeah, we appreciate these things.
Yeah. And who you trying to get with?
Who you trying to?
Finally, my favorite, why are you so sexy? Them thighs. So thank you.
The emojis on that
friends.
one killed me.
Yeah, I was trying to find out how to do those. So thank you to all our friends and family who did send those in. Amazing. If they were actual viewers and listeners who did send those in, thank you very much. I'm touched. I'd tap as well. So I appreciate it for sure.
So the last one there, Rob, I do have a confession to make.
All right, go for it.
That was me.
Oh, see, hey, that's okay, man. I appreciate it.
So we were going back and forth, sending these to each other, saying, "Oh, we got another one, you got another." So I was like, "Oh, I got to mess with Rob a little bit." So I said, "Why are you so sexy?" Them thighs. With what was it was like the drooling emoji and like a cowboy emoji. And I showed it to my wife.
That. Like I know exactly why I'm. All right, so we're going to jump into one of the serious questions we got here, which is, how did you manage your weight loss journey, like from the food, lifestyle, motivation to do exercise and stuff? So Murph, you want to jump in on that one?
How do you manage your weight loss journey? So, one day at a time would be like, if I had to tell you like how to manage your weight loss journey, don't rush it. Give yourself a lot of grace. With every bite you take, making sure that it's a bite that's going to count. I made a video today on my stories of me just taking a bite of a donut and then throwing the rest of it away. Being intentional about the things that you eat, lining it up with the progress that you want to see. If you want to see results, you want to see weight loss, muscle gain, whatever the case may be, line up that food with what you want to see. You put garbage in, you get garbage out. Everybody knows. And then as far as like motivation to do exercise and stuff like that, I think for me, that comes from the motivation to having bariatric surgery in the first place. Yeah. I needed to change my lifestyle and make a whole new lifestyle for myself and just essentially be reborn. And I feel like I did that successfully and took it seriously to the point that, like I said, I'm intentional about what I eat. Exercising, I'm getting better at. It's hard to sometimes get into the gym. We have a family of 9. We're homeschooling. My wife's in school. I start my new job here soon. There's lots going on, but it's not impossible. It can be done, and you just have to want it enough to make it a part of your lifestyle.
Right.
And so to say that I've managed my weight loss journey, I think I've just woken up to the reality of, I've had this surgery and I need to commit. I need to just be committed to it and be intentional with everything that I do.
Yeah, and I echo everything that you had said. One thing I do add is, for me, I always try to keep top of mind my whole motivation for this whole thing, which is my family, right? The reason I had the surgery in the first place, the reason I changed my lifestyle to what it is now, is to be able to be a better father and a better husband to my wife. So for me, I'm constantly reminding myself like of the lifestyle that I want, and every single day, as you said, one day at a time, every single day that you do it is one step closer to that lifestyle that you're envisioning, right? So I'm
Yeah.
constantly visualizing what it is that I want and making sure I'm building that life with the decisions I'm making right now. So yeah,
Exactly.
so that's what we do with that one. Next question, and this is a great question to link from that. What's your favorite food?
Man,
This is a
all of
scary
it.
one. Yeah, right.
All of it. Pizza was always my go-to. I've referred to myself more than once as a pizza aficionado. Every country I've visited, every state that I visit, everywhere I go, I got to try their pie. Love pizza. I've got my own little rating scale, and we can do a whole nother episode on the perfect pie another day. But I love pizza.
Writing that
I
down and
absolutely
doing
love
it.
pizza. And yeah. What about you?
Man, so like if we're talking pre-surgery, dude, everything, man. Like I will
Right?
not say no. I was the guy to clean up everyone's plates, at the end, like pizza, barbecue, McDonald's. I and my friends all laugh about this. We knew exactly what my order was. It was a double quarter pounder combo, supersized root beer, and back in the day it was like 10 nuggets, and that turned out into 20 nuggets all
Yeah.
in one meal, right? And
Yeah.
I look at that now and I'm just like, that's crazy. But the
Yeah.
thing is, like, even if I'm looking at post bariatric surgery, I can still have those favorite foods. I just control what I eat now. And I think
Yeah.
that's the big thing, right? Whether it's
Yeah.
physically limiting because of the surgery, or me intentionally, as you had mentioned, limiting because I want to be able to enjoy with my family and friends whatever they're eating. Yeah, I still have it. I just limit what I do, right? So
Exactly.
still my favorites.
Yeah. I mean, same here. Like, went to McDonald's today for lunch. Not something I usually do.
Yep.
My son had a doctor's appointment, had to get some shots. He was crying. So we said McDonald's, and so we went, and I was starving. So I had a cheeseburger. And I actually ate the whole thing with like 5 fries. Typically, it would be 2 or 3 cheeseburgers, or
Yeah.
a Big Mac and a cheeseburger, or something else, and then an ice cream, and then some apple pie to go
Right.
with the ice cream. And I'm making this thing a la mode, and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And now it's just just the cheeseburger, and I felt like garbage after I ate it too. I wish I hadn't.
100%.
But yeah, today's been a cheat day for me, I guess. But the donut for breakfast, and then a cheeseburger from McDonald's for lunch. It's been a day.
Hey, it happens. And this actually is a good question to segue into the next one.
Yeah.
Have you had a relapse or backslide since your surgery? And if so, how were you able to overcome it and get back on track? And I get this question a lot, actually, because, we know that, well, oftentimes people will say in the bariatric community that the first year is sort of a gift, right? It's fairly easy to lose all that weight as your body's going through these changes. It's maintaining that weight afterwards, right?
Yeah.
So have you had a relapse, or have you slipped a little bit, and how are you able to overcome it?
Yeah, I don't think I've had a relapse yet. I feel like I'm still in between. Like, am I stalling out, or am I at the place where I might start going backwards? Because I'm still like at 189, 190, 191, back to 189. And that's why I haven't changed anything like on my, Instagram pro, it's still, I'm down 275 pounds, but that's where I've hit. That's been my bottom, is that 275 pound loss. So I don't really know where I'm at right now. I may
Yep.
be in the middle of a backslide or a relapse. Still, though, I'm trying to counteract that with more gym time, trying to eat intentionally. And so like the videos I'm sharing on Instagram are not just for people that follow me, but that's for me. Like that was me trying to hold myself accountable. Like, watch me, guys. I'm going to take a bite of this donut and then throw it away. You know, that was like, I had to do that. And if it helps somebody, then good. But I'm struggling. I feel like I'm always hungry. Like always hungry. And so I think I'm at that scary place where I may be close to that. And I'm trying to stay on track so I don't have to get back on track.
And so this is the challenge with that. And I know someone had asked this question later on, but I'm just going to touch upon it right now is, you know, we all think and we all know that exercise and going to the gym is a great thing, right? It's absolutely amazing. It's essential to being healthy. But for us in the situation that we are in or that we have been previously, it also comes with the fact that you're going to be hungrier a lot more. Your body demands a lot more calories, a lot more nutrients. And everyone handles things a different way depending on how you burn your energy. And sometimes people end up wanting to eat more, right? More snacks, more bad things, you know? And so I find that that's sometimes been my struggle. Have I had a relapse backslide? I wouldn't say it's been that. I've continuously been able to stay lean. And my goal right now has been to put on muscle. And over, I would say the past maybe 7 months, I've put on about 20 pounds of muscle, which has been my goal, right? But with that comes with more eating, and it's just a matter of controlling. Like I always tell my wife, all right, I know I'm eating too many snacks. It's time to, calm down with that. So as you said, it's that accountability part, right? So yeah, I think that's the struggle for me.
Yeah.
Weirdest thing you've ever eaten? Lots of food questions here.
Yeah, man, I've been thinking about this one. I don't know if it's weird, because it's a pretty normal thing, but I think because I got sick off of it and it was like one of the worst experiences of my life. Looking back at it, it's like, why did I eat that? That was pretty weird. And for me, it was just it was goat. I had some goat when I was in Africa, and I got super sick. And I've never eaten goat since. Didn't eat goat before. And I will never eat goat again. It just, I have never been sicker. And so that was that, and like calamari, that's a little different, but I'm not super adventurous, I guess, when it comes to food, but, the goat, I'll never eat goat again.
No, goat is definitely an acquired taste. Everyone, my wife says stop eating cookies. I get it. I know. I understand. Weirdest thing I've ever eaten, honestly, I'm the type of guy who's just like, hey, you should eat this. I'm like, yeah, I will. Right. So I'll try almost anything. It's not weird at all. Like, cause I think of things like I've eaten like insects. I've done all that stuff. I've done, do you know the Hot Ones challenge? Like the YouTube channel? Yeah, I've done that numerous times. And every single time I'm just like, I'm not doing it again. And I've done it more than once in a day, in an evening.
Oh my God.
And and every single time the bomb kills me. So I guess the weirdest thing I've ever eaten / done is done that numerous times. So not the best answer, but it is what it is.
Well, you ate bugs, and that's...
I've eaten bugs. Yeah, I've eaten grasshoppers.
Yeah, I've never done that. I've never done that.
How tall are you, Murph? We've gotten this.
I am
times, actually. This question.
Yeah, I'm like 5'8 3/4 ish. Yeah. And my wife says I'm lying, but that's what the doctor said, so we're gonna go with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take those 3/4 too, right? Every
3/4 inch.
Every bit matters.
Right. Yeah.
I'm 5'10, and as a result, like when you look at your BMI, even when I was at my absolute lightest, which is about 170, I was still considered overweight. And I'm guessing that's why people are asking, sort of just compare, because I know I was always looking for people and being like, okay, how tall is this person? How heavy is this person? This is what I want to achieve, right?
Right.
So yeah, I'm 5'10. I'm sitting right now at about 190 to 193.
What are you supposed to be according to the BMI scale?
Under 170.
Okay. Yeah.
Like when I was 170, obviously if I had my weight loss surgery, my skin removal surgery at that absolute lowest time, and this was, I think 9 months in my surgery, then yeah, I would have been in the 160s,
Yeah.
but I, a lot of people were like, "Oh, you look a bit sickly," and I look back at those pictures. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm pretty frail looking,"
Yeah.
but no, I'm pretty happy with where I am now. So
Yeah, I think the doctor said I'm supposed to be like in the 164 to 166 range or something like that, and I can't see that. That just
yeah,
I'm at 190 as of this morning, and I'm comfortable. I'm happy with
yeah,
this,
man,
and like
comfortable, happy, you're healthy. That's
25,
what
30 more
matters.
pounds. I don't think that would be. My son gave me a hug and almost broke my ribs. Like I'm no,
Yeah.
it's weird.
Yeah. My wife will lean on my shoulder and she's like, "Okay, your collarbone's sticking in my head." I'm like,
Yeah,
"Yeah."
yeah. This
I know, right,
collarbone,
guys? We
right?
got
Yeah.
collarbones and stuff.
Well, we have
Never
collarbones
happened
and
before.
necks, and yeah, it's crazy.
Hi, Steph. Mark DeLeon Strong, represent. Um, Great question. You were handsome when you were bigger. How do you feel now? You want to take that one, Mark?
Was that one for you or was that for me? I can't remember.
That one did come into mind, but I'm sure,
It came into
hey,
yours. Okay.
that picture of you in the scrubs, I'm sure that's McSteamy. You got that
May-
McSteamy comparison. So, I'm sure this applies to you too.
Yeah, I've not shared that on Instagram. My wife shared that on
Oh,
Facebook, the whole McSteamy thing, and I don't know if I see it. Maybe just that picture specifically. I've got, yeah, I don't know. But I always I've had a lot of people say to me, you look so handsome now, and I've even said like ants, and I've even said to them, well, I was always handsome. I'm just a few,
yeah.
I've just lost some weight, but I do feel a lot better now. I feel like I'm not. I mean, obviously, if you see my pictures, the 464 did not look good on me, and I don't think it really looks great on anybody. That's hard to
Right.
pull off. I think I kept the Dapper Dan hair, and tried to keep, my beard groomed, and I tried to look as best as I could, and the curly mustache and all that, but it definitely wasn't me feeling good about myself. It was me trying to distract from the obvious. You know what I mean? Like
100%.
literally the elephant in the room. And so
Yep.
now I feel like I just fit into a crowd, and I'm okay with that. I'm
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, back then, and I've said this, I think, previously on the show, is, you know, as that bigger guy, you're always like, I don't want people to look at me physically. So I would always have this larger than life personality to try
Right.
to draw away from my physical, you know, the way I look, but it automatically draws to obviously how I physically look. But yeah, like for me, back then it was just sort of like, it's something that you want to take attention away. Now I feel super comfortable walking in a room. I feel comfortable. I'm I'm not gonna lie. I like heat check every once in a while, right? So like, hey, if I get a double take, I'll take it. Sorry, Mary. She knows this. My wife knows this too. But yeah, if I get a double take, hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. We've worked very hard. We've given up a lot. We've done a lot to get to where we are. Hey, man, if someone thinks that I look good, sorry, my wife says, whoa,
You're
whoa.
getting in trouble.
Um,
Next question.
yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
Craziest pickup line that worked.
Oh,
The
jeez.
craziest pickup line that worked is, I don't know. I didn't really have one. How about you?
I think I've never used one, but my wife, her first line to me was, "Hey, I like your mustache," and I was like,
Ooh,
"All
it
right,
worked.
yeah," and it worked. Yeah, and it wasn't a pickup line, but maybe it was. I don't know. But yeah, that worked for us, anyways. So
Yeah, you know what? I don't know. Like,
I'm not a
I
fan of
don't look
pickup
that weird.
lines. I think they're cheesy
Yeah,
and
I've
corny,
always
and
been. Yeah,
it's
and
not
I've
my
always ended
style.
up being sort of like the friend. I was friend zoned a lot, and so I oftentimes ended up being the boyfriend of friends. So there was no pickup line really intended. I guess a pickup line was like, hey, you saw me do something really nice with some other girl, and then you wanted to get in on that. So that worked for
Right.
me, right, Mary? Okay, so I am so early in my post-op. When can I start going to the gym? I felt better almost 3 to 4 days in, and I'm
That's
so
crazy.
impatient to get going. I'm going to jump in right now and say, please do not go to the gym 3 to 4 days post-op.
No.
I was about a month post-op, and I was like, yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm gonna go do some indoor cycling, and then I got tendonitis in one leg, and then the next day I got tendonitis in the other leg, and
Yeah.
as we know, with RNY, you can't take anti-inflammatories, or you're not supposed to, based on my clinic as well. And
Right.
I was told you can take topical anti-inflammatories, which I realized later on is still a no-no. And so I did apply it, and I got an ulcer over Christmas holidays. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I would say listen to your clinic and see. I know every clinic's a bit differently and a bit different in regards to what their guidelines are. I know a lot of people who've done really, really well with the fitness aspect have spent the first year just walking, right? Your body is going through a ton of changes, and the way your body works at, for me, 380 pounds is different than the way my body is going to work at 300 pounds and 280
Yep.
and 190. And so it takes time for your body to adjust. And so going back into a strenuous exercise can actually do a lot of harm as well. So I would say listen to the guidelines of your clinic for that.
Absolutely. Yeah. For me personally, I just started hitting the gym recently. I'm a year post-op and just started hitting the gym and heavy lifting and jogging. I just jogged the other day. I don't know if you saw that, like quarter or like half a mile.
AKA 100 kilometers, right?
Well, yeah, it's like 100 kilometers or something crazy. Yeah, it's half a mile. But so I just started hitting the gym, and I've just been focusing on protein, water, and walking. And that's really been my main focus, and just getting that lifestyle, just making sure I'm hitting my steps, set that goal for steps. 3-4 days post-op, you shouldn't be getting off the couch. Like, you should be chilling, maybe 1,000 steps a day, or, man. Yeah. I mean, that's why I had to contact you and Rob, because I wound up in the hospital. I was feeling horrible. I wound up having gas, but still, I just felt like garbage. I pushed myself way too hard. You got to give yourself a lot of grace and patience. Don't be impatient when you have bariatric surgery. You got to be patient.
It took us so long to get to the point where we needed bariatric surgery. It's going to take a long time for us to get to the point where we're able to do what we want to do. So just understand that it is that marathon. It's not that sprint. So take your time with it.
It's definitely not a quick fix.
Guidelines are there. Yeah, exactly. For sure.
Yeah.
This one was shot to me. But I would love to hear your goals as well. What are your next goals after achieving the triathlon? So for anyone who listened to the last show, I was able to do my first triathlon, and I did it with Corinne, who was on the show, and we were talking with Carrie. So one of my goals next year is to run a triathlon with a group of bariatric triathletes in Ontario. We're part of a fitness group on Facebook, and there are quite a few people who have done triathlons or some form of triathlon. So we're trying to get people together to do that. And I do have another friend who wants to try it. Like, I'm all about challenging people, because, a buddy of mine said he's going to do it next year, and he's super interested. But right away, the answer was the same thing as my answer. I can't swim that strongly. I'm like, I couldn't swim one distance or one length of the pool when I first started, and I was able to do it. Right. I always tell people now, and I tell my wife this at the same time, I'm like, I don't really have the most patience for excuses anymore, because like the accountability that we have to have now and what we've gone through. And so I sort of expect that from people. And so with a lot of my friends, especially my workout group on my street, I'll always call them out on it, saying like, you could do anything you want to, you just have to be committed to it. Right. So for me, I have a couple triathlons I want to do, and a couple big rides that I'd like to get into.
Nice.
Go for it.
Well, I was going to say, I haven't achieved a triathlon yet, but it is definitely on my list of things to do. And one of the reasons I was jogging the other day, I want to, and Carrie was helping me out and gave me some really good advice about, preparing for a triathlon. after I ran the other day, and so it's definitely a goal of mine. And so yeah, I'm excited.
Awesome.
I'm excited to do it.
Do you think it's harder to build muscle after having bariatric surgery? Yeah, right. Um, Again, a lot of it's math, right? Your body needs a certain amount of calories to grow, whether it's gain, fat or muscle, and you need a deficit to lose fat and muscle,
Yeah.
right? And a lot of times it's going to be a mixture of just not just calories, but your macronutrients that you're going to utilize to repair the muscle that you break down when you exercise. And because we are so limited, there's a lot more testing that you need to do, I found. So like um, my post workout, I'll always have something right after my exercise or whatever my training is with a lot of carbs. We'll have my protein, but I'll also eat an hour after that, right? Because I know that I can't have a lot of food in one sitting. So I will time my macronutrients to give me the best recovery possible. Yeah, so there's just things that we need to sort of manage, right? We can't have
Yeah.
this huge meal after your workout to give you all this recovery, and you can't have all these nutrients to give us that energy. It's sort of playing around with things and learning how to readjust, right?
Yeah, and I can tell you firsthand that for me lately has been very discouraging. It's tough. I didn't realize how hard it would be to gain back muscle before I had surgery. When I was younger and I'd hit the gym, I could bulk up so quickly. I mean, I would, I'd bust my butt in the gym. I'd be sore, super sore. But I'm like, I could see the difference. I could see the change. Man, I'm coming home after a heavy workout. Next day, I'm not sore. I'm not seeing any changes. And it's a bit discouraging. It really is, because it just, and I think that's why I'm hungry all the time too. So I'm, trying to put two and two together and trying to think like, what does my body need? Listening to my body. That's super important. Trying to understand exactly what you need and when you need it. So doing some research, figured out, I need to be eating some pasta or some carbs or something after my workout, and then packing on the protein. I got some protein here, and trying to figure out how to gain this muscle back, because I know it's there. I just need to, but it's a bit discouraging.
For sure.
It's all part of the process.
Well, that's it, right? Like we had to learn how to lose weight. We had to learn how to utilize this body that we have now, and we're gonna have to learn how to build muscle. Everything, right? So
everything.
A couple really, really good questions. So, have you had any issues since surgery, like hair loss, leg cramps, dumping syndrome, and how were you able to resolve them? So, I had hair loss right off the bat with surgery. One of my first posts was me like a picture of my head and like this baldish spot that I had. I used a shampoo and conditioner that was pretty good. Like I felt it was very tingly on my scalp, and I felt the oxygenation going. No, but it was pretty good, and I actually found that I stopped losing quite quickly after that. Now, whether that's just because my body was getting the nutrients at this point, or whether it's because of the shampoo, I would like to say a bit of both. But yeah, so I had that leg cramps early on. But again, I find that a big part is once you're able to start eating a bit more, you're able to get a lot of those nutrients. You're able to avoid some of these things. Dumping syndrome. My biggest thing is eating too fast, right? And finding out what it is that upsets your stomach. And really, for me, how were you able to resolve them? Curl up in fetal position and lie down in my bed until it passes. That's all I could do.
Just belch a lot.
That's it.
It's not pretty.
Anything better than that? No.
It's not pretty. I did experience hair loss right off the bat as well. But it was I just started shaving my head. I always said, if I'm going to go bald, I'm just going to shave it. So I just started shaving my head, and until I started to see some growth, I was taking biotin and shampoos and things like that. And so it's starting to come back, and it's starting to look pretty decent. It's still thinner, I think, than it was before my surgery. I used to have really thick hair, like ridiculously thick. I always hated my hair, but now it's actually like kind of normal hair, and I'm cool with it. Leg cramps, I've not experienced any leg cramps at all. I do get dizzy sometimes when I stand up too quick. I think that's pretty common. That's been one of my concerns, is just moving too fast, getting out of bed too quick, or sitting up too quick. I get a little dizzy. Dumping syndrome. I remember the first time it happened, I knew nothing about it. I don't know where I missed that in the little pamphlet thing that, or
The
when
world
my
is
doctor's talking to me.
ending.
Oh my gosh, I'd had a couple of cookies, and I just like, the room started spinning, and I'm like, what is going on? I feel like I'm going to die. And
Right.
and so I contacted a friend of mine, and my wife looked it up, and it sounds like dumping. And that's only happened maybe a handful of times in the past year. And it's because I eat too fast. Still, I'm learning still a year into this process to put the fork down, have a conversation, go do something, take a little walk, come back, take another bite. It's relearning still. And, but I'm so hungry, I want to eat. And I used to be able to do that. I'm retraining my whole mind on how to eat. Yeah. Like what?
Yeah.
Eat and drink, it's crazy. But it's worth it. Definitely.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. And then, that's the last question. Okay. Yeah. So that's it for me.
Yeah. It is definitely a learning process. I think that's sort of the theme that we have with a lot of these questions. Everything's a learning process, and what happens to us is not going to happen to you, and vice versa. So it's a matter of like, okay, well, this is going to happen to me. Making notes of what is it that caused that. Pork, for example, like if it's in a pork chop, upsets my stomach. Ground pork doesn't bother me, right? So texture of different foods can bother me versus other ones, right? This is a good one for you that was posted. I think Mary posted this. Thank you very much, Mary. You're awesome. Was there anything that surprised you after you had lost a large amount of weight? For example, friends' reactions, body image, weight distribution, or loose skin, sleeping habits or positions, etc.
Nothing really surprised me. I think the dumping thing really shocked me. That was kind of scary. A lot of my habits have changed. The way that I sleep, typically I would have to sleep on my side. Now I have to sleep flat on my back with a body pillow on top of me every night. Like that's the way that I sleep most comfortably is with a body pillow on top of me, and I hold it like I'm still holding my tummy. It's really weird, but it's like I miss me, and I'm just trying to keep warm because I'm freezing all the time. Definitely friends' reactions, family members' reactions have been really, I don't know what to say sometimes when they see me, or if I run into somebody at the store that I hadn't seen in a while, and they just, they're singing my praises and like, oh my God, you look fantastic. I'm just like, I know,
Right. Like, oh, what do I say?
But yeah, I don't know what to say. It's just thank you, and I'm just blessed, and then body image wise, I thought some of my what's it called, body dysmorphia type of thoughts would go away, but I feel like they've been replaced. Quite honestly, I feel like now I'm not worried about how fat I am, but now I'm worried about how thin I am. I can see my ribs, or and is this healthy now? And I've got my sternum bone sticks out. It enters the room before I do. I mean, it's just this it's weird, and so I'm looking at that like, oh, that looks weird. I don't want to go to the beach and take off my shirt, even though I've lost 275 pounds and I should be celebrating this. I'm still dealing with body image issues, and so that's a mindset, type of thing that and I got to tell myself regularly, I've achieved, great success, and I need to be proud of that. And so. Loose skin, I don't have that much, I don't think, but I was approved to have that removed, and so I'm excited about that. I think that'll help me a little bit. Sleeping habits and positions, I just discussed that. So just everything's changed. Everything's just so different, and some of the things are still the same, just replaced with something else now, like body image issues and stuff like that. But I'm feeling positive about it. I'll get through it.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you?
Um,
Those are a lot of great questions, and you don't have to answer
No.
those if you want to keep moving on. And
yeah, I would say something very similar to you, right? Like, I am not used to. It doesn't surprise me, but I do get put on the spot a bit when people do come up to me and sort of sing your praises and stuff. And um, I am oftentimes seen as an extrovert, but I'm also very introverted as well. Uh, and so I don't always like the attention on me, and especially for something like this, I always sort of clam up. And my I guess my canned answer, or my default answer is like, I had to do it, right? I had to do it for
yeah,
my family type thing, which is
yeah,
true, but it's sort of like, I don't know, I guess it's sort of part of my way of trying to take the attention off of me
yeah,
and back onto sort of maybe my motivation or my kids or whatever, right? So,
right.
but yeah, I'm not really surprised at anything specifically. In terms of my body image, yeah, things are just replaced, right? Like I find that I
Yeah,
am a stickler. If I would say when I was 390 or 380 or 300 that I was going to look like I'll have the body that I have now, I'd be like, sign me up. I'm there right away. And then now I'm just like, okay, well, I'm not happy with this. I need to train more to do this. Not saying I'm not happy with where I am, but you know, again, it's been replaced with something else that you're always going to sort of nitpick, right? So,
I think we're
um,
our own worst. We're our biggest critic, and
100%,
we will always find something to improve
yeah,
on. When it comes to our bodies or our lifestyles or something.
for sure.
Yeah,
Get fit with D. Yeah, all those bones hurt, especially butt bone. That you know what? You're right. That is a surprise.
yeah,
Sitting hurts. Like
yeah.
I have. I guess
Thank you.
maybe I have no butt. I guess, but it doesn't feel good for a long. If sitting for a long time, it's just like, what the heck is going on here? So yeah, that is a good one. That does.
I
I
have
guess
to
true.
do the side sit
Right,
where I
like this
sit on
thing.
my hip and then I
Yeah.
cross my leg
Yep.
like
Oh
I'm
man, all the time.
80 years old,
Yep.
at the golf club or at the golf course or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I don't know what that look is, but I'm on a
It,
yacht or something. I don't know, but
showing extra socks, right?
yeah, showing
Yeah.
off my tube socks.
That's
um,
it.
yeah, I'm glad it's not just me. I thought that was just
No, man, that's
I
us
feel like I have
all.
a tail or something. It's really bizarre.
um, when was your first kiss? This is a series of questions going on here. When was your first kiss?
I think I was 12, first girlfriend. Nothing to talk about. What about you?
Uh,
Nothing big.
Kindergarten with Brittany. Hey, Brittany, how you
Oh,
doing? Yeah, wasn't a good kid. Have you ever gone skinny dipping?
yeah.
Yeah, we could leave it at that. I haven't gone skinny dipping. I've gone skinny hot tubbing. So I guess
I
that could
lost
work.
I lost your audio.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me
Are
now?
you back? I lost your audio. Yeah, I lost your audio for a second on
Okay.
Instagram.
You can hear me now?
I can hear you. Yep. All
Oh,
right. Sorry.
technical difficulties.
We might be losing Instagram for some reason. There's a thinking wheel uh, over your face. I don't know what's going on, but we can just keep it going. Are we frozen on here? Can you hear me?
Hey, Murph, you want to... Oh, there we go.
All right. I don't know if that was me.
Sorry about that. I am back.
All right.
I've gone skinny
back.
hot tubbing, not skinny dipping. So we'll leave it at that. The most embarrassing thing you've ever done, skinny hot tubbing, is up. No, I'm just kidding. It's not. For me, it's not a thing that I've done. It was, I guess it's, and this is professional as well. For my job, I do I do medical device sales, and part of my job is to educate and train nurses and doctors. And I had to go on long-term disability, but the thing, because of my back, I was just in so much pain. I was taking so many different pain meds, nothing was working. And the event that caused me to actually go on long-term disability was I was educating about 40 nurses. And as I was talking, my knees were shaking. I was sweating. My voice was trembling because I was in so much pain that my customer had to tell me to sit down and he'd finish off. And that was the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me professionally. But it was also the awakening that I needed to be like, you need to, you need to change something, right? Like you can't do this professionally. So
Yeah.
that's for me embarrassing. That was the thing.
So I don't embarrass these. I don't embarrass easily.
Me neither, right?
It takes a lot to embarrass me. So I've got two stories in my lifetime that brought me complete embarrassment. I'll tell you the shorter one just for time's sake. I was at a bowling alley in Indianapolis, and I was about to beat my youth pastor, and I was a kid. I think I was 13 or 14. And so I needed a strike. I'm going big. Needed a strike to beat him. I grabbed the ball as tight as I could, and I went to throw it with all the muscle that I had, but I didn't release. I was flexed, right? And so I'm grabbing this ball, and I throw it, and I just went right down the alley with the ball.
Oh, damn.
And this whole bowling alley, it was the largest bowling alley I'd ever been to. It was huge. And everybody, you could just hear crickets. I mean, it was just everybody stopped. And there's me, pudgy little 13-year-old out in the middle of this bowling alley. And so he came out and covered me up with a shirt and like helped me walk back. And I'm slipping and sliding all over the place. Right. And it was very embarrassing. The other embarrassing story involves that goat meat that I had, but we'll save that for another day.
Goat meat. All right. Question. How long before you can get skin removal surgery? And did you lose friends when you lost weight? So I know where we are.
Can you pop that question up on YouTube?
Yeah, sorry about that. So one of the questions, for us in Ontario, the main thing is they want you to hit your goal weight. They want you to maintain it for a significant amount of time. So usually it's about 6 months to a year. Every clinic's going to be a bit different. And by the time you get that goal weight, it could be a year in, it could be 2 years in. I know people wait depending on what their situation was. I started looking into everything, I think about 9 months in, because I knew I wanted to get the skin removed. I felt like I got lean enough, and I was able to maintain it for quite a while before I had the actual surgery. So yeah, there is a variation depending on where you are and how long you wait with your clinic as well. But the main thing that seems to be consistent is maintaining that weight for a longer period of time. Yeah. And did I lose friends when I lost weight? No, my group of friends, which I absolutely love, like we're the same group from high school. We have a huge group of friends, and we've all maintained our friendship since high school. I know before I had the surgery, I did have a bit of a guys' night to sort of let them know that I was having the surgery, and sort of, in my head, I was just like, I sort of need to justify it, and I don't want to get judged. But, their reactions were all, dude, I know you wouldn't do something unless you thought it was in your best interest for you and your family. I support you 100%. And no one's wavered since then, or at least no one's wavered and let me know. So did not lose any friends in regards to the weight loss.
Yeah. So my surgeon said that I should wait 18 months post-op, or until I don't know what exactly the correct amount of weight is you need to lose. He never really set a goal for me. A lot of this journey I've just been doing on my own. The bariatrics office that I went through, not the greatest. And my doctor was fantastic. My surgeon was fantastic. couple of the ladies that work there are really great. But I didn't feel supported from them. So anyways, just been winging it, and just trying to lose as much as I can and just stay as consistent as I can. So at my most recent, I went back to the doctor after a year, and he said, I'll go ahead and put in a referral for you. Normally we wait 18 months, but you've already lost so much weight. I think you're ready. So let's just go ahead and do it. So I'm in the process of looking into the skin removal. And then as far as friends go, I've gained more friends. I don't think I've lost any friends, but I've just gained so many more friends. And I'm a nicer guy now, and I think I'm easier to talk to. And, so the friend situation for me has not been one that has really made an impact on me at all. And I can't think of anybody that I've had to, set boundaries with or, push out of my life or anything like that. I think everybody's been pretty supportive for the most part.
Nice. So we're sort of running down on time here. So we're going to pick 3 or 4 other ones to go through. There were a lot of other questions like what you doing tomorrow and comments what you should get a tattoo. Both of us have quite a few tattoos, but
we're going to get a waiting table tattoo. I think when you come to visit
100%.
next month, we'll get a waiting table tat. Yeah.
The 100%.
Waiting table. Yeah.
So let's go with, do you meditate?
Okay. I don't meditate, but I mean, I guess it's a form of meditation. I do pray and read the Bible. I am a Christian. And so I listen to a lot of worship music. I'm a worship drummer. So I play at church, and so that's a big thing for me. And so there's a meditation that goes into being in that mode of worship, praise and worship for me, and then of course praying, like I said. So I guess you can count that as meditation.
Right. Meditation was actually one of my staples for the first 6 to 8 months after post-op. And the reason was I wanted to make sure I was acutely aware of why I was doing this. Right. And I think it's very easy for people to jump in different directions and start getting distracted by a lot of different things and start getting, get really hung up on, oh, I didn't lose X amount of pounds this week or this or this or this. I didn't lose any weight for 6 weeks. I had a stall for 6 weeks. And I know with a lot of people will freak out over 1 week or 2 weeks. And I think meditation really helped me stay centered and focused on the fact that this is a long-term thing. I'm looking to change behaviors and habits, and I'm doing this for my family, right? Yeah. And so that was a huge thing for me, really visualizing what I want. So, I know that there are a lot of people who do meditate in regards to bariatric surgery and in the community that I've talked to as well. So, whatever it takes for you to really stay focused, then definitely. Yeah. 2 other questions. And sorry for some of the questions we didn't get to. There were a ton. This is one specifically I did want to touch upon. My friend lost a lot of weight after having surgery. I want surgery because it looks so easy. What do I need to know before going under? What you need to know before going under is it is not easy.
It's not easy.
If you've listened to some of the answers that we've had over the past hour, it's that it's a journey, it's a process, and you are constantly relearning 30 or 40 or 50, depending on how old you are, years of habits, right? Yeah. Relearning how to drink, relearning how to eat, relearning how to view certain things, right? Your relationship with food. That's 30 years of my relationship with McDonald's that I need to change, right? Yeah. There are so many different things. And I feel like, early on, physically, it sucks. And we'll get over that and we'll learn. Hey there. But the hardest part is the mental part for me and the emotional part. And I think that's what gets overlooked, and that is not easy. That is super hard.
Yeah. It's definitely not the easy way out. And, there were, I think one of the reasons I didn't want to do bariatric surgery was because I thought I I was being a quitter. Yeah, I thought I was taking the easy way out until I did some research and talked to some people and found, excuse me, and then found out that it's not the easy way out. It's a tool that you can use when all the other tools fail.
Yeah.
But it's still going to be hard work. And it's still gonna take time and energy, and it's still gonna stress you out, and it's still gonna, make you want to binge eat or nighttime eat or snack. I mean, you still want to. I mean, it's not that it's caused more problems, but it's when problems do arise, it limits me. It has forced self-control on me that and self-control is not something that you can force, but with this tool you can, and it's just a more natural way to force self-control without literally having somebody standing over you slapping your wrist every time you go to grab an extra cookie or something. You know what I mean? Like it's just guidelines. It's just to help you because typically if you're overweight like I was, you're eating a lot of your emotions, you're eating a lot of your feelings, and this allows it so that you can't, or you'll feel really sick, and you won't have good success, and then it'll be for naught, it'll all be for naught. And so it's definitely not the easy way out. This is the hardest, and I've done all the diets, and this is definitely the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, but worth it. I would do it again.
100%. Last question of the night, and this is a fun, open-ended one. Not going to judge, but why? And my answer, and this is perfect timing, Get Fit with D, that's the reason why. So Get Fit with D said, thankful to have guys be so open about the mental aspect of this. I felt alone at first. Now I have many to share how we feel. Murph and I were just talking about this before, that we feel we're still a bit stressed and nervous before we start these podcasts because because we want it to matter, right? We want to bring actual value to you guys, and we want it to be something that matters to you guys and provide value that we didn't have or we didn't feel like we had back then. So the question, why? That's why, for me at least.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that was good.
That was good. I enjoyed that, guys.
That was a fun little. How much time do we have left? Anything?
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
1.5 minutes.
Anybody have one last quick question? We can maybe answer one quick question. Maybe not. Going once.
Typing furiously.
Yeah, I want to see like all these.
Can't read that question. Too many typos.
we appreciate all the questions, guys. Thank you so much,
guys. Thank you so much.
We love being able to have these conversations and just be real with you. And D, like your comment, man, that just blesses me. That is why we do this exactly. And so I love being able to. Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah, man. So, guys, thank you so much. Again, thanks for the questions. Thanks for tuning in again today. And we're going to be doing this monthly, so that's going to be really fun to get it for next time. But that's all the time we got for tonight. Thanks so much for joining us on the Waiting Table podcast, where we're serving the weight loss community
1 pound at a time.
Yeah, we got it. Have a good night, guys. Thanks.
See you guys.